This is our limited series, Ask an RD inside the Dr. Shannon Show, where we ask registered dietitians some of your most pressing nutritional questions. I'm Dr. Shannon. Welcome to the show. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today we have Hope Brandt, registered dietitian. You all know and love Hope Brandt. So today we have the question. I don't want to track. I don't want to track my food. How can I reach my body composition goals without tracking?
I love this question. And rest assured, you do not have to track to be able to see progress. First, though, I would have just a little bit of a realistic expectation that the results that you're wanting to see may just take a little bit longer if you do not want to track. Tracking is one of the most efficient tools that we can use to be able to create the progress that we want to see. And it's not the tracking in and of itself, it's that it allows us to be more precise in what we're doing. So that is the point of tracking. Tracking is not the habit. Tracking is the tool. But if you do not want to track, there are other ways that you can adjust your diet to be able to meet the goals that you have. So in my practice, I talk a lot about PEC plates and 2-max snacks. And so these are frameworks that produce the macronutrient ratio that we're looking for in our diet when we're looking for body recomposition results. Body recomposition is fat loss and or muscle maintenance or muscle gain, depending on where you kind of fall on that spectrum of gains and how long you've been training versus how much fat loss progress you're also trying to make. So knowing the principles that drive those two results of muscle maintenance and or growth and fat loss is paramount, and then being able to tailor your action to seeing those results. Following the PEC plate framework, we focus on protein intake, we focus on getting enough energy from fats and carbohydrates, and we focus on filling our plates with color and fiber. That is the PEC plate framework, protein, energy, color. Looking at protein, if you don't want to track, you can aim for 3 palm-sized portions of protein per day. And that portion is individualized to you because it's your own palm size, right? So I'm 5'9", I'm bigger than Shannon. My palm size is probably a little bit bigger than yours, which would indicate my higher protein needs versus someone who is more petite, like your size. So that's a really easy way to individualize your protein intake without having to track. And then following the 2-max snack method, that's just a really easy way to remember to combine 2 different macronutrients at your snacks. And I normally recommend at least 2 snacks per day and having those be very protein forward if you're looking for body recomposition results. So that could be when you might have a protein shake plus a piece of fruit post-workout, or have a protein bar and a pack of trail mix or something like that to make sure that you're eating a substantial snack, but it's also very protein forward.
This is awesome. If someone is looking for body recomposition, you talked about tracking the protein with the palm of your hand. Mm-hmm. How about energy and color? What can we, like, if we're filling the rest of your plate with energy and color, do you have a framework of how much of each to use?
Yes. So for energy, when we're looking at starchy carbohydrates, you kind of make a loose fist. That's probably an adequate portion size for 3 times a day again. And then for fats, if you are cooking your vegetables or your starchy item in cooking oil, that's probably adequate. We're looking for like a couple of tablespoons per meal. If it's something like cooking oil, that's pretty calorically dense. Or if it's something like cheese that you choose as your fat source or avocado, a few tablespoons of those items to have a substantial portion size to make sure we're getting enough fat at the meal too.
Okay. And then color, can you just have as much as you want?
Yes, it's go wild. I just aim for like maybe half your plate of color, and that's going to be fruit or vegetables. I think a lot of people kind of lump fruit into more of the energy category because it can be higher in sugar. But I think it's really important to tease out produce from the protein and energy categories. We want to add produce to our meals, no matter if it's fruit or vegetables, no matter if you already have a carbohydrate source. We want to eat at least 5 servings of produce per day. That's where we start seeing those benefits of reduced disease risk. So it's really important to add those in kind of whenever you can, regardless of what else is on your plate.
Right. It's almost like doing it at every meal 3 times a day, and then in each snack would be a really good goal.
Yeah,
like having produce all of those times you're really eating.
Exactly. And so if you do that, that's 5 servings right there, and probably a little bit more, especially if you're filling half your plate with fruits or vegetables at your meals.
Yeah.
So if you're focusing on that, then you're really probably very close or exceeding the threshold of produce intake that we want to hit.
That's awesome. And then for snacks, when we're thinking about a protein-forward snack, do you also use the palm size for a snack as well, or can you go a little less?
Palm size portion would be great. It's one of those things where I think you probably won't overshoot your protein intake. And even if you do, you can't really, like you're probably not going to be getting too much protein. But in those instances, a lot of times I find that it's easier to maybe add a more convenient source of protein. So that maybe would be packaged. So you could look on the label in those instances and see, okay, am I hitting at least like 20 grams of protein for this snack? Which is what I would try to aim for your snacks.
Yeah, love. I do protein shakes a lot, and it's also, like you said, convenient. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's not bad to lean on convenience in those times because it helps you know that you're hitting your target, and it's hard to like have that much protein prepped and ready for you for your meals and also your snacks.
Right.
So having things like chomps sticks or like tuna packets or protein shakes, protein bars, beef jerky, those can be really convenient ways to just help you get those protein forward items into your diet.
Yeah. Or like I'll do cottage cheese and berries, or like
exactly.
Greek yogurt and berries.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect examples.
Love.